Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're probably right. And I kept thinking about this comment that Henry Ford made. And it's so true, If I think I cannot do something, I cannot do it. And it's correct because I said I can't do it, so I'm right. Or if I say I can do something and I do it, I'm right. I said I'm going to do it. So whether I say I can or whether I say I cannot, I am right because I know for a fact that if I say, no, I can't do it and I don't do it, I'm right because I knew that I can't do it. So our minds are very interesting. Then here was Marcus Aurelius. He's a famous Roman emperor. He said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And I said, wow, this is so true. I mean, this is exactly what we learn. And the Bible teaches us this. And philosophers talk about it. And also the famous American writer, Dale, I don't know how to pronounce his family name, Carnegie or...
Dale Carnegie, yeah.
Yeah, Carnegie. He says, our thoughts make us what we are. And so as I reflected on all what comes into our mind, I asked myself this question over the last, as Auntie Shireen said, 7 weeks, Ravi said 8 weeks. For us today, it's exactly 50 days. 50 days. So I asked myself, in the last 50 days, what has been going through in our heads? What has come into our heads? And whatever you may say or I may say, there are lots of things that come into our heads. Now, interestingly, if I ask you what it is, you're not going to tell me for sure. However, I am being encouraged to tell each one of us, why don't we write down what have been the thoughts that have gone through our heads in these last 30 to 40 to 50 days. And let's be honest about it because, again, this Pastor Steve Furtick from the Elevation Church, he said it nicely. He said, the thoughts you keep in a loop determine the direction of your life. So there are many thoughts that goes through every one of us. And if we analyze these thoughts, we'll be very surprised to know what really is making us. How can we be good leaders? How can we please God? It all matters based on the thoughts that we have. Now, I need to tell you this. This is a very interesting discovery. Experts say that for a day, we have between 60 to 80,000 thoughts that goes through our mind. You might say, no way, but I'm telling you, this is what the experts say. So I'm no expert. Maybe I have only 5 thoughts. You might say that. However, this is what happens in our minds. 60 to 80,000 thoughts. When I look at my wife now, I know her face is not right because something is bothering her. See, she's hiding her face. So thoughts are not right. Okay. So same way, we have so many thoughts. And I want to be very open with all of you. I will tell you some of the thoughts that have been probably bothering me, which has been going through my mind. So one of the thoughts that has been going through my mind is online games. My sons will know what this is all about. But, we've been talking about these online games, computer games, and we've been having different discussions about it. No problem. But it's in my head. It's in there. It's inside my head. Then there's another big discussion that goes on in the house, loud music, loud, everything is loud. So I will go and tell me, can we quieten this down? Can we listen to it with headphones? But, we have those conversations, but it stays in my mind. It lingers in me. Another thing that goes through my head is complaining. We talk about it, we say, hey, it's not good to complain, but still we complain, we hear about others complaining, and this bothers me. It affects me. I think about it, why are we complaining? So, it keeps hitting me. Then there's another part, impatient. Especially amongst the family, we are very impatient, right? And, I hear impatient, I am impatient. I mean, all this I am included. And I think about this, I'm thinking about impatient family members, my children, my wife, me, our parents, there is impatience. Then there is also unforgiveness that we know stays within the family. And then we talk about it, but it's in my mind. I'm thinking about it. And I'm saying, it's there. There is unforgiveness. We need to sort this out. We talk about it, but it bothers me. And then there is always this wanting. Hey, can we have this? Shall we have this? Or we have not been able to have this. What about this? I want this. I want that. So we have so many thoughts. Right now, I'm sharing with you the thoughts that have been going through my mind. And then again, yesterday, we touched on this a little bit, where Philippians 4:8 says this beautifully. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So I got myself thinking and I asked myself, so this means only if something is excellent or praiseworthy, I should really be thinking of those things. The other things I need to think what to do about that. So I went back to my list and I asked myself, what is really excellent or praiseworthy on this list? And if there is anything that is excellent or praiseworthy, I need to think about it and let it dwell in my mind. However, if the other things are beyond me, if it's not excellent, if it's not worthy, then I need to do something about it. And that's where I come to 1 Peter 5:7, where it's very clear, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. And I think it's so encouraging for us that when we have things that we cannot really handle, which is not excellent, which is not praiseworthy, then I need to leave it at the foot of Jesus. I need to pray about it and I say, Lord, I am anxious about these points. Please take care of it. Help me out. Sort it out. Take it over. Because that's not what you want me to. Because what he's telling me instead is, if it's true, if it's noble, if it's right, if it's pure, if it's lovely, if it's excellent, if it's praiseworthy, then spend time thinking about it. And so I challenge all of us, in these 30, 40, 50 days, are we taking into our mind things that are of this nature that Philippians 4:8 talks about? Or are we taking in which we call garbage? Because if we want to please him, or if we want to be leaders for him, then we need to set our minds on things that are above and not on things that are on this earth. And we need to move forward for him positively.